everyone. Happy Friday, happy weekend, happy September, back to school. And this is my first LinkedIn Live for quite some time. So let me know if you're live in the comments today and just say a quick hi. There can be a bit of a lag in the timing for the comments to come true. So I'm doing two things differently today. The first is I'm going live from my company page as opposed to my individual profile. So hopefully everybody will find me. I imagine a lot of people will be looking at my profile going, where is it? Where's the live? And the reason I'm testing, well, I just wanted to see what is the reach on a page because I'm all about testing things out. And another feature I'm going to be trialing out today is using some slides with StreamYard. And don't panic, it's not going to be deck by PowerPoint. There's not going to be loads of slides. Oh, brilliant. I can see some comments coming in. So thanks, guys. I'm impressed that you're on here so quick. I really didn't expect people to find it for a minute or two. So hi, I can see Liz, Sonal, Joanna. God, you're all coming through now. Brilliant. So thank you so much for joining. And don't be shy. Put in the chat where you're based in the world and give me your best elevator pitch. So let me know and let everybody watching, what do you do? Because you never know who's on this live today. And I'm all about connecting and networking as well as teaching you. And in previous lives, I've had people reach out and collaborate with each other and actually become clients of each other. So do think of this as a networking opportunity for you as well. So do drop down in the chat box whether you're live or watching on replay. I'm just going to quickly stick up my face. So put in the comments where you're joining us for today and what you do. And if you're watching on replay, don't be shy. Go and reach out to the people who have been on the live today. You never know. It could be your ideal client. It could be somebody that you need help from urgently, and destiny has brought you both together on this live. And you know, LinkedIn, think of this as an event. If you were on a Zoom event or in real life, there's a good chance you would connect with each other. So why not connect after this? So thank you so much for jumping on. I am going to attempt to share my slides. And today is all about content that converts on LinkedIn. And I think my clients need this help. And I imagine a lot of you do as well, because I hear from a lot of people that they're posting consistently, but they're still not generating any leads. And the main thing is consistency is only good if your content's good. So, you know, you have to have the right content. So I can see loads of you coming in. So thanks so much for being on with me today. Hopefully, let me know if you can see the slides. I've just brought them up. Just give me a yes or a Y. This is the first time I'm sharing slides on StreamYard. So hopefully you can see them okay. I'm loving all the elevator pitches, Cynthia. I'm going to just show a few quickly. Manal, I know Manal, one of my lovely clients. I'm going to give you all a quick spotlight. You never know who's here today and you need their help. So don't be shy. So let me know if one of you could just put in the text, yes. Okay, Merit, yes, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to crack on because I know your time is precious and we've only got really a half an hour for this today. So today it's all about content that converts. And who am I? Well, I can see from a lot of you in the chat box that I know a lot of you, but a lot of you won't be familiar with me. So I'm a LinkedIn consultant and trainer. I'm Jen Corcoran, and my clients are female entrepreneurs like myself, service-based, and I love helping them to polish up their profiles and to connect with finesse so that they can attract more and better leads on LinkedIn. So that's my elevator pitch. And I'm based in Devon in the UK, and I'm originally from Dublin. And you might think she's going to bore us to death with this who am I slide. And there is a reason why I'm sharing it with you in relation to content. So as well as being in business for 5.5 years, I'm also an advisor member with Enterprise Nation, which is an association for small business owners in the UK. And in 2020, I was voted their #1 trusted marketing advisor in the UK. So why am I telling you all this? Why am I going on about myself? Well, that is the role of content on LinkedIn. It's all about building that know, like, and trust factor. It's all about sharing your experience, your knowledge, and your expertise. And that way you warm up your audience before they reach out to connect with you. So great to see so many of you sharing your elevator pitches. I'm really impressed. So, as I said, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And it's the role of content that is going to set you apart on LinkedIn. So, what is content? And I'm sure most of you here today are thinking is content on the home feed, and that's it, because that's what 95% of marketers will tell you. That's what content is on LinkedIn. But for me, content is everything. Okay. Content is your profile, which is the ultimate content that works for you 24/7 around the clock. And that speaks for you when you're asleep, is the ultimate content. Likewise, if you're a business owner, you've got a company page, which is working for you 24/7 around the clock. You've got a separate URL link for that. So they are the content that you really need to work on first before you think of sending DMs, posting on the home feed, posting in groups. They're your solid foundation. Then DMs, they are content, of course. Every message, every comment is content. Post on the home feed and post in groups. So for the sake of this presentation today, I'm giving you tips for the home feed, but it could also be applied to groups, posting groups, okay? So I can see so many comments, which is amazing. So you may not be aware that there are now over 850 million members on LinkedIn, and the numbers are rising like so much, especially since the pandemic. They've gone up by about 200 million, and we'll be at 1 billion members before long. And you can see in the UK, just over 33 million people on LinkedIn. In the States, just over 190. So LinkedIn's not going away anywhere. And it's the number one personal branding platform in the world at the moment. So it's not what it was when it started out 20 years ago. It's become so much more, and you can really stand out on LinkedIn with the right content. And I'm sure some of you have seen these slides before. If you've seen some of my presentations, don't worry, it's not all going to be the same. It's just to remind you that of all those 850 million members, you've only really got 1% to 2% of people creating content for the home feed, okay? You've got so many people hiding and lurking on LinkedIn, just not feeling comfortable or confident enough to share content. And then you've got people who are like you guys here today in the chat. They are confident enough to comment, which is amazing. And by commenting, you're in the top 10% of LinkedIn engagers, which is fantastic. So if you actually are brave enough to create content for the home feed, you are going to have a massive advantage over everybody else that is stuck overthinking or procrastinating or afraid to dip their toe in the water. And even if you're not at the stage that you want to make your own original content, start commenting. Comments are so powerful. You can see from the chat box today, when people comment, you see your headshot, you'll see your headline, what you do, and it really helps you to stand out. So that's the first way to dip your toe in the water, is commenting and giving back to your network. And it will actually help push your own content when you share it, because you've already given back to your network. So if you are a lurker or looking up from the sidelines, it's not just you. Like, I'm so surprised that these are still the stats for LinkedIn, because there's such amazing organic reach, and it's not always going to be there for you. There's going to be more voices coming on. And as well as helping female entrepreneurs, I actually teach a lot in universities, and I can tell you that those students who are about 20, 21, they are hot for LinkedIn when I explain what it is. And I was hot for it when I learned about the opportunities that you can create. So I would say to you all, don't be shy. LinkedIn is a communication tool that was created for you. And the goal of mission of LinkedIn is to help you be more productive or successful. So why wouldn't you lean into that? So ask yourself, is your existing content on the home feed, is it customer centric or brand centric? And I get a lot of people, a lot of clients, and they're like, oh, I'm posting. And then I go and I look, and it's like 80% brand centric. So it's all me, 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 me. And it's not really focused on the customer. So ask yourself honestly, what way are you positioning your content? Is the customer in mind? Whoops, sorry about this. I've got the little circle, multicolored circle on my Mac. I hate that. So you've probably seen this slide. I've shared it before. I shared it in all of my presentations. And I just wanted to share it again to reinforce that LinkedIn is a social network, and networking is all about the giving. It's not just about going on LinkedIn and being me, me, me. What's in it for me? What can I get? If you want to get any networking working for you, whether it's in real life or online, you have to give back to your network, which is why comments are so important. And this quote from Dale Carnegie sums it up. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people. So, commenting on other content, DMing, asking people about themselves, instead of like trying to get people interested in you. And I'm sure we'll all agree that we're so over posts on the home feed that are all me, 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 or DMs that are me, 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 buy from me, here's my link. It's just too much. You have to warm up your audience first. And I know I'm slightly digressing, but I was on a call with a lovely lady last night, and she had been told by another trainer, "Oh, I've been told to create my lead magnet, my lead page, and I'm going to share that in the first message when I connect with people." And she was asking me, what did I think of that? And I was like, no, that does not work. It might have worked years ago, but LinkedIn has changed, and we're all quite tech savvy now, and we don't want to be sold to unless it's something we know we already want. So that kind of approach does not work. You can only really sell to someone or get into that conversation if you've warmed them up with your content, and that can take quite a few touch points. So instead of me just talking at you, I promise I'm halfway through the slides. I'm flying through them. I just want to quickly look and see what you're all saying as well. Amazing. Oh, I can see loads of people I know. Meg, Kirsty, Dinah, Tori. All ladies. Where's the men? Narjas, Jessica. I can see lots of my lovely clients actually. Yeah, I'm looking for a man now. I can't see any men. Hi, Helen, Julie, honey. And yeah, I'm just being nosy, just seeing who's on here. A lot of my network in the UK, some of my Irish network, and Kerry, who I connected in the US. Great, sorry, just kind of running down. And yeah, Rosemary, I do agree with this one. It's a great quote, sums up social networking. So many people just come on LinkedIn thinking, oh, I've heard LinkedIn's good for selling. And they're like, me, 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 post, post, post. It's not working. That's because it's a social network, and you have to treat it differently to Facebook, to Twitter, to Instagram. They are a bit more post, 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 me, 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 me. LinkedIn's not like that. It's like if you went into a face-to-face networking room and you met someone and you're having a chat, and straight away they fire their card at you and they say straight away, here's my calendar link, jump on with me. And you're thinking, hey, I've just met you, I don't know what you do, I don't know if I want to do that, like I need to get to know you. And so many people kind of go in with that wrong approach. So why share content in the first place? Well, there's quite a few reasons. The first is it keeps you top of mind, and there's something known as the mere exposure effect. So if you are networking in real life or on Zoom, say you're going to an event once a month or once a week, LinkedIn helps you to be visible in between those meetups, that you pop up on the feed and they go, oh, there's Jen again, LinkedIn training, So it's a way for you to be memorable and top of mind, okay? And it also increases your brand awareness, gets your business out there, helps to build on credibility. If you're sharing the right content, it helps you to build your network and generate opportunities, and it allows you to control the conversation, which I love. And I think it's so many people are a bit scared on LinkedIn because they're not sure what to say. But the thing is, the power has always been in your hands. You have the power to create content and say whatever you want. Likewise, when you share a comment, you can put your opinion in there and position yourself the way you want. And again, in your profile, the ultimate content, you have the power to position yourself how you want. So I think just take that in, because a lot of people are terrified of content and showing up, but the power is in your hands. And if you're someone who is not naturally gifted at content, and I get that not everybody will be, you have the power to outsource and to get somebody to do it for you. So there's no excuse really if you are a business owner not to show up with good content, because there are people out there who can help you, whether they're copywriters or photographers or videographers, marketers, they're there to help you. So there really is no excuse, and the control is in your hands, okay? So there are 14 main types of posts, and I know this is a super busy slide, but I wanted to just fit it all in. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. Sorry about this, getting dry mouth. And I just want to caveat before I go into this slide. There are 14 main types of posts. You don't need to do all 14. Okay. It's like anything on LinkedIn. It's about using it according to your personality, your business, your goals, your timeline, and what feels good for you. And the best type of content to share is always the one that feels good for you, or that you're naturally gifted at, not forcing yourself to share content because it's trendy or it's out there. If it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to be consistent, and you're not going to get the most out of that type of post. And we're all different. So I'll go through them and see if you can spot ones that are good for you. And feel free to share in the chat and share what's your favorite type of post, or what post gets you the most traction, the most leads. Okay. So the first type of post is text only. So that's 3,000 characters. So that's just writing. So if you are a good copywriter, if you're good at creating like strong headlines, getting to the point really quick, that's a great one for you. Post with an image, number two. So you can have a single image. It could be from a branded shoot, or it could be a graphic that you've made, or it could be a PDF kind of carousel of several graphics. Um, I love these kind of ones, and I'm sure a lot of you on here are business owners and you have testimonials. A testimonial can be made into a graphic, or you can have a carousel. I've done that before for several testimonials. Then you can upload video, and on LinkedIn, ideally with captions works best. And if you're sharing like shorter videos as opposed to a live, I would say aim for about 60 seconds. That seems to be the attention span these days. And if you have got captions, brilliant, because a lot of people will watch with the sound off, especially if they're busy doing other things. So short is best. Document post. Okay, so a document on LinkedIn is basically a PDF. Okay, so any kind of PDF you create, it could be a PDF of your services, it could be a white paper report, it could be a visual. I've actually downloaded some of my testimonials as a PDF instead of a PNG. So it's a PDF. Another type of post is give kudos, where you're shouting out a team member or somebody in your network. I know lots of people, they do like Friday shout outs on LinkedIn. It could be to a supplier, it could be to a client. Anything, any kind of shout out to somebody else is always a nice thing to do on LinkedIn. Then number 6, LinkedIn article and newsletter. So I've actually bundled them together. The reason being, they are essentially the same thing. They have the same functionality. So for years we had LinkedIn articles, and these are long form copy where you have a title and an image. And in the last year, newsletters rolled out, but the functionality of a newsletter is the exact same as an article, and creating it is the exact same. The difference is when you create your first newsletter, and I run one. I have a monthly newsletter where I share LinkedIn updates, and I'll be sharing mine next week for the last month. So I do a monthly one. And the difference is newsletters are kind of sexy, articles are old news. So I would be saying aim for newsletters. And the difference is with your newsletter, the first time you create a newsletter, a notification will go to all of your network saying, Jen has created a newsletter, subscribe here. So I've got 12,000 connections, 30,000 followers. So when I created my first newsletter, they all got it. And I've currently got about 6,500 subscribers on my newsletter. Whereas if I just use the article instead of the newsletter, they don't get any notification. And that's why you've got such limited reach on articles. So articles were sexy when they came out a few years ago. We all read them. Then we got bored of them, and newsletters are the updated version. So my tip today would be get a newsletter, because you'll get way more reach, and it's the exact same functionality. Okay. So then number 7, LinkedIn Live, which is what I'm doing today. And LinkedIn advised that they are ideally 30 minutes in length. You have to position it like a show where you're giving value. Shorter LinkedIn Lives don't really get you the reach. I will be doing more of these. I've kind of hidden for a few months because as an introvert, I love the newsletter. So that was like my new shiny thing. But I'm going to do more lives, and it's great that I can actually share slides. For those of you on StreamYard, I didn't realize until quite recently you can. So why not? You still see me on the side, so it's all good. Then LinkedIn polls. I love a LinkedIn poll. Sadly, a lot of people didn't, and they complained to LinkedIn. So the reach of polls is not as good as it once was, which is such a shame for the people who are properly using them and not just doing silly polls for the sake of silly polls. Polls are absolutely amazing for social selling as well, before or after the poll expires, that they are amazing. Then, of course, LinkedIn events. And you will have all come here today because I created a LinkedIn event page and I invited you. Okay, so LinkedIn events are great for either free events like this, like lives, or paid events. You know, you just share the link to your paid event. And then another post is share that you're hiring. So always good, always a good post that will get reach. You know, the climate we're in, a lot of people are looking for work. So absolutely take advantage of that and get the reach. Audio events. So audio events are quite new. They've only started to roll out in the UK in the last few weeks, last few months. They've been in the States for a while. So I've just got the feature. So I will be doing an audio event. Um, so watch this space. So connect with my profile, follow my company page, and maybe I'll create one actually just after this, and I can invite you all in because you're right in the zone for events, and I'm keen to test it out. I have been to LinkedIn audio events, but obviously I've never hosted. And for any of you who are ever on Clubhouse or still are, it's the same concept. So obviously, doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter if you're having a bad hair day, doesn't matter if you're in your PJs or your tracksuit, you can join an audio event. So I'm definitely going to be tapping into them as an introvert. And I think a lot of my introverted network will be keen as well. And also a lot of my highly sensitive network empaths, because there's a lot less energy when you don't have to show up, eh? So let me know actually in the chat box, has anybody here attended an audio event before? Just say yes to audio, because I'm just keen to know, have you tried out the feature? Because I definitely think it's one to be tapped into if you are an introvert and if you want to do it on days where you don't look great. Okay, so just let me know if you've been to an audio or whether you'd be keen to come to any of my audios. And when I do them, they're going to be short and sweet. I'm not going to, maximum 30 minutes, potentially 20 minutes. I don't want them to be this long drawn thing. And it's similar to Clubhouse, you can invite people up to the stage as well, so you can ask questions. The next one, okay, yes. Oh, so some of you haven't. Okay, mix. Okay, cool. So the next one is sharing an occasion or a milestone. So when you've got a new job, maybe it's a new client, new contract, anniversary, that type of post. 13 template posts. You might have seen that I've shared a few of these in the last few days. I've shared them in my group for female entrepreneurs. I think a lot of you are in that group. If you're not in the group and you want to know about it, DM me after. These are rolling out in beta on the mobile only at the moment, so they're not in desktop. I do think they're good at grabbing attention. I can't say I love the design of all of them. They're nowhere near as what you could, as good as what you could create on Canva. That being said, I am finding them that they work well in my group. They seem to grab a lot more attention. And I think they'll work well if you have a LinkedIn event and you want to kind of give an update or grab people's attention. I'm curious to see what people make of the feature. Sadly, the functionality is not as slick as, say, stickers on Instagram or anything. So the stickers are still a bit cringe. But I think the fact that you can create one from your mobile really quickly is good if you're not on Canva or if you're not used to creating graphics. I think they are a good way to grab attention, but you can't put much text in them, just really a question or one sentence for now. So yeah, I'm testing them. You'll see a few. I did a few today. I did one on my profile. Don't love like I said, I don't love the functionality. It'd be great if we could put our own branded colors in there. Maybe they'll do that down the line. And then carousels are being rolled out. They're a new feature and They're going to be great if you are good at graphics, if you are a photographer, if you are a videographer, because you're going to be able to have a mix in the carousel of actually both static images and videos. So I think they're going to be so useful if you are good, at photos or graphics or videographers. So I'd love to know, of that list there, you don't need to type out the whole thing. Put in the chat box now what numbers are the best for you, because I think other people would be curious to know what works for them. So for me, post for images, newsletters, lives, let me see, text only, events, because events are connected to the live, and that's kind of me. Um, Everyone's different, so I can't see any of you sharing the numbers. Okay, so I can see a question from Meg saying, no, I haven't. Do you have to be in content creator mode to host it? So I'm sorry for, okay, for audio. Okay. Um, that is a good question. Any of these rollouts, they are very slow and gradual, and there's never any rhyme or reason. In relation to, say, getting LinkedIn Live quickly, if you wanted to get access to LinkedIn Live, stick on content creator mode, you'll get it a lot quicker. If you want to get access to newsletters, stick it on content creator mode and you'll get it quicker. Audio events, they don't seem to be showing up in the back end. So I just think it's a feature that's been rolled out very gradually, Meg, to everyone. So yeah, sorry, I should have put that on the screen. You can see I've not done this in a while. Oh, that's nice. Jade saying you don't come across as an introvert. Okay, so Tori said, actually, I love your newsletter. Might you be doing a session on newsletters? Yeah, when I chatted to someone right before this and they wanted to know about events, just how to actually set up an event page and get that working and get people on the event like today. So yeah, I'm always up for ideas, put them in the chat box if there's anything that you want to. So Mira said she's attended an audio, but briefly. I'm the same. I kind of dipped in and out, but I'm curious to know, would you like to attend one? Okay, so I'm looking. Kerry's excited about carousels. And yeah, she is great at animation and communication, so I can get that you are excited. Jo said she loves a poll. So Cynthia is about the video. James is saying text and giving kudos. Najas is saying post with image. Megan is text and image. And it's great that you're just selecting a few, because so many people think, oh, I have to do all of it. There's all these features and I'm failing on LinkedIn because I'm not doing it all. And you don't have to do it all. It's just about doing what resonates with you and doing it well and showing up. So yeah, it's great to just see all your comments. I'm just going to share anything with images and video. Talia's doing a lot. She is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so Joanna is saying may change to newsletter. Yes, if you're doing articles, Joanna, definitely create a newsletter. It makes sense. It will give you so much more reach. So yeah, I'm just sharing because I think I'm just nosy. I'm curious. I'm sure you're all nosy as to what works for other people as well. So do look back in this chat, okay, and have a look at what people are saying, what works for them. And remember that you have to build trust with your content for your audience, and your content, it needs to do several things in order for it to generate you leads and convert. So it needs to address the fears, worries, and concern of your customer, answer customer questions. So are there any FAQs that you get asked again and again? I'll give you an example. Like, one piece of my content is, should I get LinkedIn Premium? That is a question I get again and again. So I created a newsletter on that. So what are the kind of piece of content that you can create around questions? Because you will be asked the same things again and again. I am, I'm sure you are. So definitely make content around it. Also deal with objections. I'm sure we all have a lot of the same objections: time, money. Have content around it. Show how you can save people time and money with your product or your service. And of course, be truthful, honest, and fully transparent. I love this quote from Marcus Sheridan, and if you don't know him and if you need inspiration on content, I would highly recommend his book, They Ask You Answer. It's all about customer-centric content. And his great quote, with content, a relationship of trust can be built with the salesperson and the company long before the first sales meeting. So you want to be building that know, like, and trust, to all your content. And great content means more trust. More trust means shorter sales cycles, so that when people book in with you, they're already warm, they're already good to go. They're like, you've convinced me, I know LinkedIn's for me, let's chat. And that is the role of your content. And it's important to be clear and consistent versus clever. Too many people try to complicate things, and then they confuse their audience, and then they're not top of mind or memorable. A confused mind will always say no. So don't be throwing the kitchen sink at all your content. Try and keep it streamlined. Don't be talking about 10 different topics. Stay on track. So obviously I'm going to talk about LinkedIn. That's my main thing. If I started going off in different tangents, you wouldn't think of me for LinkedIn. And LinkedIn content, it should tick all of these things, okay? And I'm aware we've gone slightly over the 30 minutes, so bear with me. I'll try and wrap this up with 35 to 40 minutes, because I wanted to kind of look through your stuff and go through the questions. And I promise there's only a few slides left. So LinkedIn content, it should be inspirational, okay? So you could all share stories, whether they're your own stories or case studies, morals, quotes. Educational, share tips, top tips, lessons from successes, lessons from failures. We're all human, people by people. Deal with objections. What your ideal clients, they think and they believe. What are their limiting beliefs? What are their blocks? Engaging, get people to give their opinion. People love to give their opinion, okay? Polls, asking questions. Entertain. There's no reason why you can't be funny on LinkedIn. There's no reason why you can't showcase your personality. Humor works every time, okay? Promotion, okay? Invite your audience to a live, a call, an event, a masterclass, a lead magnet. In relation to number 6, I have to kind of caveat that with number 7, which is the 80-20 rule. And this means basically 80% of the time on LinkedIn. So just say you're on LinkedIn Monday to Friday, 80% of the time, 4 days out of 5, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to inspire, educate, motivate, give back to your ideal clients. And 1 day out of 5 is promote your event, your lead magnet, your podcast, okay? Not the other way around. And a lot of people do it the other way around, and it's brand centric, it's not customer centric, okay? And just remember, content's free, it never sleeps. If you've got good content, if you create like a newsletter or a video, it will work for you again and again. So it's really worth investing the time, because there's such amazing organic reach on LinkedIn. And this is kind of the science bit about the LinkedIn algorithm that I'm sure a lot of you will be interested in. And basically the algorithm rewards social behavior. It rewards good engaging content. So when you click post on your content, 3 things happen. The algorithm is going to determine whether that content is spam, low quality, or clear. You're all aiming for clear. You want it to be clear so that it's pushed out to more people, okay? Some things to consider to make sure that it is clear is commenting. Like I said, comment on your network's posts. And then by the time you post, they will comment on yours, because you're a giver and you've already established a relationship. If you're never commenting or giving back, that's why you're getting no traction on your posts, because they don't know you. They don't care about you, okay? Hashtags. Use 3 to 5 hashtags at the bottom of all your content, and use ones obviously relevant to your industry, to your ideal client. Do your hashtag research. Timing is everything. I see a lot of great content posts at the wrong time. Post at 9 p.m. on a Friday. Hooray, we're in the Guardian. We've done this. And I think, oh my God, why didn't you wait till Monday morning? What a waste of a post. Okay. Timing. And you only need to post once a day on LinkedIn to get traction. You don't need to post any more than that. Otherwise, you'll just dwindle your reach. So LinkedIn, once a day max. SSI score, LinkedIn All-Star. I'm going to go into this quickly in the next slide. So basically, SSI is your social selling index. And the more optimized your profile is, the more reach your content gets. They are linked together. And I think a lot of people don't grasp that. They rush to start posting out content, DMing, and you have to get your profile right first. And that way you're going to get that more reach for your content, okay? And external links. There was a lot of faff about don't put a link in the body of the post, put it in the first comment. Now we've got the new feature where you can actually put a link in the image. I'm not sure if you've seen it in the last week or two, and that's great. So that should hopefully help with the algorithm. And now this is just a quick screenshot of my SSI from this morning. So your SSI score is built into the back end of your profile. You can access this on the free version. You don't have to be on premium or anything. And it gives you a score out of 100, and it tells you basically how well you're doing on LinkedIn. You're never going to get 100, so don't worry about it, especially if you're on the free platform. I've got 87 out of 100, and you can see in the top left, it tells me the percentage of my industry where I rank. So I'm in the top 1% of social media trainers. And then on the top right, it's my network. So I'm connected to 12,000 people. I'm in the top 1%. And then that 87 out of 100 is broken down into 4 quadrants. The first quadrant is all about your professional brand. It's connected to your profile. So I usually have 25. Today I'm a little bit down. The next one is finding the right people. It's about using search, the search bar on LinkedIn. It's your friend. It's like the Google search bar. The more you use it, the more you're going to find amazing people, amazing content, amazing opportunities. So the more you use search, that will go up higher. Engage with insights. That's all about clicking into the analytics of your post. It's about engaging and commenting with the people who engaged with you. And then the last 25, build relationships. That's all about how you are DMing, connecting with people. And I'm all about the top quadrant and the last quadrant. And you really, if you want reach for your content, you have to build your profile. It's as simple as that. If you have a low SSI score, you're not going to be getting maximum bang for your buck with your content. Okay. So I'm wrapping this up quickly, and I'll go till 40 minutes because I know a lot of you are still on here. My top tips really are: know your customer, do your research. Okay. You need to have customer centric content for it to properly land. A lot of people are putting up content for content's sake, and it's confusing. You need to have a good mix of professional and personal. Okay. Not just completely one way or the other. Be clear versus clever. What are you trying to achieve on LinkedIn? Okay. Have a clear message on your profile and in your content, because a confused mind will always say no. And the clearer you are, the more memorable you are, the more referable you are, the more you'll stand out, the more you'll be top of mind when somebody needs that thing. See, so many of my clients, they're like throwing the kitchen sink at things in their profile, in their banner. So confusing. Everything's in there. Their website, their podcast, their services, their taglines, all too much. So you have to strip it back and think of the acronym KISS. And I like to tweak it to keep it super simple. Keep it super simple, okay? Be consistent. It takes 16 touch points on average these days in the online space before people reach out. So it's a lot longer than before. Be consistent with good content. I should put that in brackets, with good content, not the wrong content, because otherwise you're just wasting your time. Okay. Call to action. Have strong call to action. What do you want people to do? Where do you want them to go? A lot of people forget the call to action. And be a giver. As I shared the quote at the start with Dale Carnegie, be social and cultivate a community mindset. That's how you get traction. Remember as well, LinkedIn is great for referrals and, referring people in the back end. That is content. So this is my last slide, and I'm just going to end on this because at the very start, I mentioned that your profile is your ultimate content. And I really believe that it is your solid foundation. It is the first touch point that people have with you. It will help you to be found in search. The more optimized your profile, you will show up. And likewise, when you share content on the home feed or in a group or you DM somebody, what are they going to do? They're going to come back and they're going to check your profile. Likewise, if anybody Googles you, goes on to Google, they put in your name, your company name, your LinkedIn profile is going to come up higher than your website. And so many business owners, they just focus on the website and the profile's not optimized. I had one lady on 2 days ago and she's like, I think my profile's really good. And I looked after and I was like, sorry, it's not. It's not optimized the way you think it is. So the ultimate content is your profile. And I'm running a special workshop, a back to school one at the end of the month, September 21st. It's going to be a half day, 2.5 hours. And it's basically going to be going through your profile from the top to the bottom, 30 touch points. So many touch points that people forget. There is a lot of new features and functionality on your profile. And there's going to be time for Q&A and accountability. I'm building in accountability so that everybody goes away and they have worked on their profile. So it's not just going to be a webinar, listen to me and that's it. I want you to take committed action. So if you think your profile is not fully working for you, get it working, because a lot of people are worried about the economic climate and they're kind of hiding and shrinking. This is not the time to hide or shrink. This is the time to be visible and tap into that amazing organic reach on LinkedIn. Be, one of the best profiles on there, so that when people land on you, it's magnetic and they want to connect with you. They want to start a conversation with you, rather than doing yourself a disservice and not having all those touch points optimized. Okay. So I've got my scan, my QR code, if anybody wants to do it. I'm not very techie myself. This is the first time I've shared a QR code. So if you're like, I don't really know how to do QRs, DM me and I'll send you the link for the workshop. I'm doing it as a bargain price of £97 for a half day. This is the cheapest, most affordable way of working with me. And I do these ad hoc, so I don't do them all the time. So if you need help with your profile, whether you're a business owner or an exec, I'm going to be showing you absolutely everything you need to make it fully work for you. So that's it, really. I'm going to just quickly see if there's any questions, and then I'll let you get on your way. Jen, can you do video lives, or do you upload videos on LinkedIn? This is a live today. Yes, you can upload videos on LinkedIn as well separately. And as I advised, I would do them shorts and I'll like 60 seconds and put captions. So you can do both. Let me see what else. It says, Joanna says SSI is in sales. It's also on the free version as well. Joanna, you just have to type in www.linkedin.com/sales SSI. I'm happy to share the link with anyone after. If you're not sure where it is and you're on the free version, let me know, because it's a separate link that you have to type in and you get access, and it's on the free version. You don't need to have Sales Navigator. I'm not on Sales Navigator. Okay. Can only you see your SSI, Carolyn? Yes, only you in the back end of your profile. So don't worry, nobody else can see what score you have. So, and then Meg has said, how do I access it? Yes, you just have to type in a separate link, DM me. I'll put it in the event page as well. If you want to go back to the event page, and anybody can access their SSI. Okay, I'm just seeing if there are any more questions. I think that's it. Carrie has said, short sales cycles, that's what I want. That's what we all want. Definitely. Okay. Okay, and Carolyn said she wants help on how to do carousels lives or any of the things beyond simply text. Okay, cool. Cool. And thanks, Joanna. Joanna said, nothing wrong with being an introvert. I'd say most of my clients are introverts, to be honest. I'm a chatty introvert, connection focused. And if I'm honest, I think introverts have the edge on LinkedIn. Sorry if you're an extrovert on today, but we find our voice online. It's a lot easier for us to get our voice in the room, whether it's with our content or with our comments. And I love audio messages as well. Perfect on LinkedIn for an introvert. So I think that's it. So I'm going to leave this, because I could go on, you know yourself. I'm a LinkedIn trainer. I could be here answering your questions all day. I just want to thank you all for being on here today as I trialed out, I'm going to quickly remove that. As I trialed out screen share, I'm glad it worked. If anybody is on StreamYard and they do LinkedIn Lives and they're going to try something similar, my advice to you would be load up the slides before you go live and go through them, because all of my sizings were off. And I was like, so I had to tweak and narrow and delete a few things before. So that would be my advice, but it seems to be very easy. So if any of you are using LinkedIn Live for StreamYard for LinkedIn Live, it is a good feature. I've just tested it out with you. It seemed to work. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see the comments as I was sharing, and I could see the comments the whole time. So I'm just going to end really on, oh yeah, I know a few of you are in my group, a few of you aren't. If you are a female entrepreneur and you're listening in today, join my group Networking Tips with My Super Connector. It's just a way for us to continue the conversation, and I share a lot of tips and updates in there. And it's also a great group to connect with like minds. There are lots of amazing female entrepreneurs in that group who have collaborated with each other, met each other, worked with each other. So if you are a female entrepreneur and you're looking for a community on LinkedIn, come along and join us. And just going to use my ticker while I can. If you need help with organic reach on LinkedIn, that's what I'm all about, getting the most bang for your buck with no book. I'm all about maximizing your reach. And yeah, it all starts with your profile. So thanks so much, everybody. I'm really impressed that so many of you are on today. I will definitely do more of these lives. So stay tuned, connect with me, follow my company page, join my group, and I'll let you know when I'm going to do other ones. Thank you so much for sharing content suggestions, things that you want me to cover as well, like events, lives, newsletters. Let me know, like DM me after. Like, it's great for me because I can make that content that you want. So you can see this being put into action. Okay. So definitely let me know what you want. And you should be doing the same with your ideal clients. Ask your clients, what kind of content do you need? Do a survey or go onto websites like Answer the Public or Quora. Do your customer research and see what are people talking about, what do they need help with. Okay, so I hope this has helped. I'm going to get rid of my ticker because it's starting to annoy me now. And say thank you so much. It's been my this was actually my first live this year hosting. Can you believe? I did so many when I got the feature about 2 years ago. I constantly hosted Ask Me Anything sessions and interviews. And then I stopped when newsletters came out. I was like, oh, I'll try this. I'm an introvert, forget lives. And then I realized, you know what? Get back out there. And that's my advice to you all. Get back out there. You all have something to share that is valuable. This is not a time to shrink. This is a time to ramp up your content, ramp up your message. You know, you all have something valuable to share on LinkedIn. You don't need to be this perceived thought leader. You know, be brave. You know, don't block yourself. LinkedIn is a communication tool. It's got amazing organic reach. So tap into it because it won't always be there. And we saw this happen with Facebook. The reach dwindled. So take advantage while you can, folks. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Happy September again. And I'll keep you posted. And if you've any questions, if you need the link for SSI and you want to know how to find it, DM me. If you want particular content, DM me. And hopefully I will see some of you on the workshop on the 21st. Check out the sales page. There are lots of testimonials from people who've done it in the past. And it's definitely your starting ground before you rush the content on the home feed. Make sure you've got your foundation in place, your house, your hub ready to go. So take care, guys, and I will love you, leave you. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.